Welcome back to the 10 Show. Well, Keith Wallace, the founder of the Wine School of Philadelphia, knows what he's talking about when it comes to wine and food. In fact, he wrote the book, Corked and Forked. And he's in the 10 Show kitchen with a curry flavor, which is not maybe the curry you're thinking of.
It is New England curry.
And how is that different than Indian curry?
Oh, this is something that my grandma would do. It is not spicy. It is not authentic at all, but it's just very, very comforting.
Is it flavorful?
Oh, it is. It's flavorful. It's savory. It really does great flavors, but it's really using powdered curry powder, which is actually very much an English invention. So we're using a very simple preparation to make something very, very satisfying.
All right. Looks like we got a lot of ingredients here.
Oh, there's not that much.
Okay.
It's not that much because, well, the first thing we do.
Is this the finished dish we're looking at there?
This is the finished dish. Nice, really pretty with a nice sage roasted.
Wow, it does look good.
It is nice. The most important thing is actually the curry powder, and you can use any store-bought curry powder at all. This is not intended to be, very precise. A little bit of curry powder. Just make sure you have enough salt.
Curry powder and salt.
And salt. Definitely get salt because this is going to be all your flavor. So salt it to what you like. I like extra salt because that's the kind of guy I am. And I also like to have a little bit of a skin on my chicken because, once again, that's the flavor. And, if you're really worried about, fat content, you can actually do this without the skin. And then we coat it with a flour. In a hot pan, we just add a little bit of vegetable oil. Just simple vegetable oil. Nothing's fancy. And we just put this in.
This is the nothing fancy?
This is nothing fancy.
Recipe from the book?
It really is. This is the nothing, and the thing is that we all want a simple, delicious dish for the fall. And the star of this dish, really, it's not the chicken. The chicken is wonderful and savory and just a little salty, but the squash, because that's the season for squash. And this is the perfect time to have roasted squash. And that's really interesting because we have in the pan, what we have going, we have a little bit of butter, we have brown sugar, light brown sugar, sage.
And then the squash is going to go into that pot?
And the squash right into that, and we're going to caramelize this beautifully up.
Okay.
Let me put this down.
I get that.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take what I did was I cut up the squash, this butternut squash, into 1-inch cubes, and I'm going to put it right into the pan. And we're going to, oh yeah, and you can already smell that. At this time of year with squash, the most beautiful thing is you combine that sweetness of the brown sugar in the squash, then caramelize it nicely, and then the sage, and then a little bit of Parmesan cheese at the end. Sweet and savory all together. Everyone loves this dish.
Okay, so now how do you pair a wine with this dish? I know you've thought about that as the author of Corked and Forked.
And running a wine school and being an author of a cookbook, yes, I think a lot about what to drink with my food. Two things. The first thing I really, really enjoy is an English ale, just a very simple English ale, and I just like Old Speckled Hen just because it's delicious, and I have it in my refrigerator. It is just so good. It's just light and malty. And and just look at that beautiful color. Gorgeous. It's just a very, very traditional.
Now, if it's English, you don't serve it too cold, right?
No, actually, it's room temperature, actually. And yeah.
Keith, if only you had arrived a few hours ago. And what kind of wine are you pouring? And
this is a Chinon, which is a red Loire from France, and it's from the Loire Valley. And it's just this is for me. You're gonna get a really good one for $15. Well, cheers for
that ale is really very, very smooth.
Oh, it's just incredibly
smooth. And that's a $15 wine?
$15 wine, and it drinks very similar to like a $30 Pinot Noir. It's just very elegant and pretty and very herbaceous.
Well, hit the wine store or the beer distributor and then check out our website, NBCPhiladelphia.com. Search 10 Show Recipes. You'll see this recipe printed out there and the video of Keith Wallace working hard in the 10 Show kitchen. Keith, thank you. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Jillian?
Okay, Bill, you remember that squirrel that, some say cost the Phillies their season? Well, guess what? Now you, Bill, yes, you can dress up as a flying squirrel. You can make your way to St. Louis. You can get that other one out of there so that way we can wreck the Cardinals next year. That's what I say. Okay, we're at Halloween Adventure here on Columbus Boulevard. We're going to have a fashion show of all the hottest products coming up.